No. Welcome back to the Realty Report. What's happening, everybody? Greg Gatto, my partner in crime, not crime, in love. Mr. Tony Shiloh. What's happening, Tony? What's the
What,
word?
what's going on, my man? What's going
I
on?
want to give
Nothing
a,
much.
we got off to a late start here. We had some issues, then whatever. We'll address that. I just want to say hello to a couple of people. I don't know, Tony, where you are. Can you see the chat?
I can see the chat. I got two
All
devices
right. So if
going.
you ever want to shout anybody out, you shout them out. But just let me shout out my cousin Anthony Castellano. Anthony, love you, bud. Thank you for popping in. We're going to talk some good shit tonight. Real deal.
That's
Hello,
my
Craig.
main man right there.
Thank you for coming in. My boy, Billy Stacks, thank you for coming in. Cinnamon Girl, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you, Cinnamon. Do me a favor, Cinnamon, if you can, take control of the wild crowd we're going to have, all six of us. But you know what?
Wrench
Let
up,
the game begin.
wrench up Tommy Real Deal if you can during
All
this
right.
right now.
Tommy, once Tommy
Real
comes
deal.
in, once I see
Real
his name,
deal.
Tommy's got a
No,
wrench, no problem.
it's
Cinnamon
real
Girl
deal.
will
Real deal.
figure out a way. Cinnamon, if you can. I want to get my cousin Anthony get a wrench too. Anthony, what the wrench means is your name will turn blue. And if you see anybody, because when we're talking here, football, as you get into it, you start talking. If I'm talking to somebody on the screen that's on the screen that you could see, I can't really follow the chat so much. So there's
I'll follow
people.
the chat. I got the
Yeah,
chat
there's
over here
people
on my
that follow in
computer.
the chat. So if there's any creeps that come in, start saying sick, crazy shit, we throw them out. You know what I mean, bro? So
Greg,
that's
I
it.
got the chat for you.
Cinnamon Girl, how are you, babe? How's everything? I hope
All
everything is
right.
well. Joey C is looking waiting to come in. We got Antonio waiting to come in, but we're gonna get right to it, Tony. We're gonna get right to it
Let's
because
go.
we can't wait much longer. Um,
All right.
I'm
So
gonna
let's
hold
start it
off
off.
on any remarks. Joey Blunt is here. I'm gonna hold off on any remarks about games that people are playing.
All right.
They
We're
obviously
gonna
no.
get to
I'm
that
gonna say
later.
it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. And this is coming from the bottom of my heart. For those that think I don't know, you're playing fucking games. Let the games begin. You picked the wrong guy to play a game with. Tough guy. Now,
All right. Let's get to the
you,
let's
you,
get to
you,
the show.
I'm not done. You rent no space in my head, my friend. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your weekend. Be well. Let the
All right.
party begin. Let's
Let's
go. Let's
get
talk football. Let's talk
all right.
football. Billy
Well,
Stacks, what's up, brother?
let's
Got to
get
play
right
some
to it.
people sometimes, like you told me. Let's talk football. Tony, let me ask you a question.
Shoot it away.
Before we get into my cousin Anthony Castellazzo, okay,
What's up,
Tony?
Anthony?
Castellazzo, right?
You
He's in
got
the
it.
house tonight. He's a big Steeler fan like me, Tonio, everybody. You know that. But we're here talking about playoff outlooks. They're saying the Steelers, basically, if they win their last two games, and I personally, I got a Raider hat on tonight just because the first hat I grabbed. But they're saying it's the Steelers, they win their last two games, and you know how I feel about it. I
All
don't
right.
want them to get in the playoffs because I'm disgusted.
Yeah,
But if
but
they
hold
win their
on.
last two, they're
Hold
probably
on
going
a
to get in.
second. You're wrong because you know what? Their draft pick will only change by 2 spots. He's going either way. If he don't win a Super Bowl, the coach is gone. So I wouldn't worry about it either way. Let them show that they're playing for themselves. I'd like to see them get in, and Tomlin's not coming back either way. They have no shot of winning a Super Bowl, but I'd still like to see them get in there. They just
Tony,
don't
my
have the
cousin,
weapons.
what's up?
What's up, Anthony? How are you, buddy?
All right, and his brother is and me.
I want to
Forget it.
say thank you to Tommy Real Deal. He's a real stand-up
If
man.
Tommy's not in the chat and Tom is here,
Real Deal. No, Real Deal is a different
real
Tommy.
deal. All
Tommy
right, I
Real
got
Deal
Cinnamon
is the
Girl,
different
real
Tommy.
deal. She mentioned real deal. Real deal. Hello, Craig and Tony. If we can, number one, Cinnamon Girl, if you can drop Mr. Real Deal's link, that's number one.
No, no,
Number
no.
two,
Hold on, Craig. Real Deal is a watcher. He doesn't have a channel. He's always with us. He's a great
oh,
guy.
I thought that was
Tom
Mr.
L. Tom L is
Gotcha.
the other guy. I'll
Say
let
no
you know
more.
when he
Dave
comes
is in the
in.
house. Dave, we're going to argue Chicago Bears. Here we go, Davey. Good to see you, my friend. We started late, but that's okay.
What are we going to argue
Sometimes,
about the Chicago Bears? That they're not going to make the
yeah, we're going to
playoffs?
continue that the Chicago Bear argument. But right now, Tony, I just want it before everybody pops in on the panel. And it's going to get hot and heavy, Anthony. Believe me, it will get hot and heavy in here. We'll try to keep it civil. Tony,
Yes.
I know we're talking Steelers right now, and we're going to strictly try to keep this about playoff teams that would be in if they were
All
in
right,
today.
so let's do this. Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills real quick because there's an
All right,
article that just
what they've
came out.
shown, the Buffalo Bills. What do you see?
Buffalo Bills win tomorrow. It's the fifth consecutive year they're in. If the Bills get in, the Bills are a very, very dangerous team. I don't believe Casey's going anyway. I think this could come down to the Bills and the Dolphins. I just got a funny feeling Lamar Jackson is not going to win the big game, and he does have the team. He's just there's something. It's like a Steve McNair block. Steve McNair got to the big game, he choked. You know, even the Donovan McNair that time. He has to show me something more than winning a Monday Night Football game. I mean, the Ravens are a good team, but playoff ball is completely different than a regular season game.
Do you put a lot of stock in what the Ravens did to the 49ers? Because I have my own answer. You know I'm going to give it.
No, I don't. I'll tell you why I don't. And I'm breaking out the stats right here. The 49ers are so comfortable right now in their division, they didn't have to worry about it. I didn't realize if the Ravens would have lost Monday night, the Browns could have took over first place this weekend.
Shout out to Chatting with Stacks. Cinnamon, if you could drop Stacks' link, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You know,
Thank you. You're the best.
the 49ers are just in great shape. I mean, they got nothing to worry about right now.
My cousin's saying they're looking to sign him to an extension. I guess he's talking about Tomlin.
I think it's a line of BS. I don't think they're even gonna. I don't think it'll last a week. I think he'll be gone. I think you're gonna see a young coach in there. I heard they were talking about the guy who he's
Ben
the
Johnson
defensive
from
coordinator
Detroit?
right now. No,
I don't want the enemy. I don't fucking want him. You know how I feel. We
it's
had
not
this
the
argument.
enemy. They're talking about the guy who coached the Buccaneers for a little bit and came back as a coordinator.
Byron Leftwich?
No. He's the offensive coordinator. This guy was the defensive coordinator. I can't think of his name right now. Shit.
Oh, Raheem Morris?
Raheem Morris.
Yeah, they could keep him. But anyway, you know I'm not happy with anybody. But anyway.
Well, here's the thing.
No, but I get it. No, I get it. I get it.
Availability. You got
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I get it. I personally just think he's lost the locker room. You know, whether anybody agrees with me or not, that's fine. That's why we do this. This is great.
He lost the locker room.
Anthony.
Tom Lavecchia is here with New Theory Podcast. What's up, Tom? How are you,
Tom,
my friend?
Tom,
thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Tom, for coming in. I don't know if you're a sports guy. I've seen you from afar. It's a pleasure to have you in, my friend. I've heard a lot about you, good things, nothing but, and welcome in, man. Really welcome in. You're gonna, this is tonight's a football thing. We're gonna carry right through into the draft. Deep down inside, there's a lot of things in life, we've all done and whatnot, but football's always been a passion. Hey, Tommy Stiggs is in the house. Good evening, Tommy. Thank you. I'm glad you entered your show. Now I could have some people. That was nice of you. Thanks, pal.
Okay, so here's what Tommy Real Deal just said. If the Bills win the next two and the Dolphins win the next two, the Bills take the division. Agreed, but I think the Bills are better coming in as the underdog because I just got a funny feeling the way the draw is going to come out, I'd rather be on that side than the other side right now. They'd come in to face Kansas City as it stands if they came in this way. The Bills can beat Kansas City. Why take and I don't think the KC is going to be a big playoff team this year. You cannot win with Travis Kelce. Well, that's it. He's the only guy catching the ball right now.
Somebody's saying Real Deal. I agree with Tony. I got to tell you.
Yeah, and I like the Bills coming in as the sleeper because you know what? They don't have as much pressure.
Let me tell you what Tom said. Tom,
Good.
first of all, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you. Tom says Kansas City can be saved. Before you say anything, because me and you will be arguing, you know that.
Good.
Because we can. Let me say this about Kansas City, in my opinion. I don't know everything. Here's my opinion on that. I've never seen a Kansas City team that have so many receivers that drop so many passes outside of the kid Rashid Rice, and he's had his share of drops. This is the least talented weapon-wise Kansas City Chief team I believe I've seen in the last 5-6 years. Now, doesn't mean they can't win the big game in a one game. That's what makes football special. You got one shot. You know what I mean? They can get hot and win it. We've seen wild card teams come in with the last seed. The Steelers done it twice and run the table. I just don't see it this year. I don't know why. I don't sleep on Kansas City. I just see an offense that's struggling horrifically. Yeah. Also, it looks like Tom LaVecchia, but we got Baywatcher in the house. Thank you, Baywatcher. Baywatcher, Tony Silo shouting you out. Davey's back in. Good. Thank you, guys. Tommy, thank you for coming, brother. Love breaking chops. But thank God you ended your show. We would have had nobody. Thank God. But we're having a good time here. Now we get to talk some football.
All right,
Anthony,
let's get this one off. Let's get this one off real quick. Kansas
look what my
City,
cousin Anthony said. Read it.
the Bills could beat KC, but the Dolphins can't.
And I know what he means from
And
the
I
style
think
of
you're
play.
right. So that's what I'm talking about. Let the Bills get rid of
Ball
KC
control.
real quick, and let's see the Bills and the Dolphins end up. I really don't think the Ravens can do it with this guy quarterbacking. I know what he did to the 49ers, but he's never won a big game. You know, you can't run around like he's running around in the playoffs. You're playing all top-notch defenses, and he's going to have a problem. You know, you're not going to put up the points he's been putting up in the playoffs. No, absolutely no way. What's up, Gianni? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Gianni, keep the visions.
You know what I'm saying? So, I
Yeah.
mean, everybody in the chat, who do you like in the AFC right now?
Yeah, type it in.
Could be a
I know
first-
Gianni's not a big football guy, but whoever is out there, we got a bunch of guys in here now that know, follow the
Let's
game.
look at it this way. Just put in the team you like, because I don't.
Everybody put the team you like right now that's going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
I don't hold a lot of weight on first place no more.
I would say Tom is it's hard to go against the Ravens right now. I said last week, I'll say it again. I think the only team that has the style and matchup to beat them is the Cleveland Browns in the AFC because of the way they play and the division game.
And believe it or not,
solid defense, and they run the ball and hold the ball for 10 minutes if they want. But that being said, I don't say they're going to beat them, but they have the style that can beat them on the road. It's a division game. These things happen.
Well, here's the other thing. They get a bye. He's never come off good after a bye. Okay, Lamar Jackson. He's the type of guy that needs to stay active to keep his repertoire sharp. And you know what? I think the bye hurts him.
Tom, everybody's wishing you well.
Go
ahead, Tony.
I like, right now, looking at it, I like the Bills, and I changed my mind. Right now, I'm going to like the Bills more than anybody, but I like the Browns right behind them. Two solid teams.
And I got the list here. Our sleepers, the ones we all picked. I got to tell you, you talk about the Bills. I put them as my sleeper. I'm disgusted on how they looked against the Chargers that were missing 10 players. Now what happened?
But you want to know what? I called it that night. Remember I said it was going to be a tight game? But here's the thing.
Tommy Sticks is wishing Tom a happy birthday. Just get that out there. Hey, Sticks, let's grab a stick soon. Awesome. Just like Tommy says, try to be a family here. Try to have nice conversation. Everybody in the chat gets along. We all have opinions. Sometimes maybe I'm overly opinionated in a lot of things. That's okay. That's my personality. That's what makes us all different. Cuz Anthony says he likes the Jaguars as a sleeper and likes the Dolphins. So he's like you, Tony. Tell him about your Dolphins that you love so much, you fuck.
I'll tell you right now, don't get into a shootout with the Dolphins.
No, you don't want to get in a shootout. I worry about them in the cold weather game. I'll tell you about them in the cold weather game.
All right, tell me who they're going to play in the cold weather.
They can go on the road and get the Ravens.
Okay, that's about it. That's
enough.
They'd only have to win one cold weather game. I don't
What's
think
their
the Ravens are
what's
gonna
their
do that.
record and the Cleveland Browns record?
Hold on.
Oh, they're going to win the division, so Cleveland will go there.
No.
Cleveland has the second. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say this. Cleveland has a team that could go into Miami and beat them. You know why? They have the best secondary in football. They can shut you down. That's how good their defense is. And they can play the ball control game that keeps the ball away from Tua's hand. I know you didn't like it when I said the Parcells theory. I just used it. Hold the ball, run the ball, pound the rock. That's what they do. And they keep the ball out of your hands for 9 minutes. Just a theory.
Okay, but
That's a new theory. Tom, if I'm dead wrong, let me know. It's all opinion. That's all it is. He's saying Ford, they got a running game. Flacco's throwing it all over. They don't have to count on him, no. They don't. They win with great defense and running the ball. Coop is healthy. What I'm saying, Miami can beat anybody. Yes. Miami could be in the Super Bowl, no doubt. They're high-powered. I just think if they get behind the chains a little bit early in the game and the team gets the ball and holds that ball, the Browns are that kind of team that can keep that ball away from you the whole day and play dominant defense. And when their secondary can lock you up, they don't have to double guys.
You're missing something. You're missing something,
and
it's a key point. You got a 45-year-old quarterback right now.
I know that, but they're not relying on him to win.
That's the only way you're going to win against a team.
Hey, I got somebody agree with me. Real deal. Thank you. So far, Tony, everybody's got your back. That's all right.
Look,
wait.
Cooper.
Ant says, let me just let everybody know that doesn't know. Davey T knows this. Flacco has been doing all right. I want everybody to know that doesn't know that me and my partner here, and it makes it healthy. We don't agree on everything, and that's what makes it good. And even like Davey T, we had a little thing with his guy Justin Fields. We could continue that, Davey. And
what's to continue? They're out.
No. But my opinion on breaking down Justin Fields as a quarterback, Davey said, let's give him some more time. So we're going to give him more time. And the old theory is, if I don't know what I have after 3 years, then I don't need to see you in year 4. That's all. Thank you, Tommy. Tommy Fig says, and he said this to me, Tony. Tommy said this to me. Craig, I told you yesterday, this space needs a show for sports. Well, let me tell everybody, my passion is always sports. There's my cousin's in the house, Anthony Castellazzo. We played ball together. We grew up together. Forget all of that. That's my passion, not really talking about other things. So I'm on fire for this. So this will continue right through the Super Bowl, through the NFL draft, which is really my passion, breaking down tape, right into baseball season. So there'll always be sports shows going on once a week here. Besides, soon, whatever. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with other stuff. But, yeah.
Hey, Mikey,
we're going to do a lot of things. What do you think, Tom? What do you have to say on that? What Tommy said?
I don't think Flacco can win the big game anymore.
No, Tommy's big saying that a sports show is needed in the space.
Oh, absolutely.
You need a good sports show, not, I said, no, that's why I want guys that I grew up with to be involved. They know this game inside out. Like we believe we know it a little bit. Davey T, many guys, Mikey's not here right now. There's so many people. Tom just showed, just from hearing him talk, I know Tom knows the game. Baywatcher. We're grateful for everybody to be here. Where's Gianni? Johnny, we'll talk about Bucket League a little while, but new theory. Here's what Tom. Ravens can win, but he can't force it. What do I say about him? He can't throw outside the numbers. Just my opinion. I know he's looked great, and it's not coming from any other place that he hasn't done it yet. We've seen him in big games. Doesn't mean he can't win a big game eventually. We'll see. Mikey, I'm glad you're in the house, Mikey. We get to talk some football and get away from that other shit. What's happening, brother? Good to have you. Tony, your boy Mikey's in the house.
Hey, what's up,
Anthony,
Mikey?
You're dead right. You blitz Flacco, and it's over. That's why they got to run the ball. They're throwing the rock right now, but At least I got to tell you, Flacco's played 230 million. What has Watson done for them? A waste of money. No different than what Wilson getting cut. He's going to get cut shortly in Denver. They benched him. They've let him know he will be released before March. So he's out. They gave him 245 million. Joe Flacco played in 2 games better than anything Deshaun Watson's given them in 2 years. Imagine 230 million guaranteed. You know the owners weren't happy with that.
They're all making ridiculous money. It's stupid.
No. But no, in contracts in the NFL, they're not guaranteed. They guaranteed his contract.
No, a lot of contracts right now are guaranteed. Look at the contracts. I looked them up last week to see because a lot of guys, they're all guaranteed at least 50 to 60% right now. It's not like it was 10 years ago. They're negotiating a completely different way.
Happy birthday, Tom.
That's why it's
either it's Stiggs or Tom Lavecchia. Happy birthday, whichever Tom. Happy birthday. Whose birthday? Tony, do you know whose birthday?
I do not know. Whose birthday is it?
No, Gianni just said happy belated birthday, Tom.
I'm going to say it ain't Tommy Stiggs. I know that. So it's got to be Tommy Real Deal or Tom Lavecchia.
All right, Real Deal. Whoever, Tom, whether it's Lavecchia, Real Deal, or Stiggs, happy birthday. Nothing but the best, and I wish you so many more. Tom Lavecchia. Tommy Stiggs said
Tom Lavecchia, happy birthday. All right, so let's get to it. We're going to go with the AFC first, right?
Yeah, go through the AFC.
Let me get it. All right.
Tony,
so right
can
now,
your mic get any louder or no?
Yeah, hold on. I can get it.
But it also could be I got shitty speakers. I got to get better.
I think it's you. This is what we got right now.
It's always me. Well,
right, hold on.
Not the first time I heard it's me.
Let's go through the top 7. Baltimore sitting at 1 right now. They can fall out of 1, but right now it would be Miami against Indianapolis, Kansas City against Buffalo. Buffalo's going to win that game, and Jacksonville and Cleveland. So let's go game by game. Hold on. Let's go to the first round of the way it sits right now today. You got Indianapolis playing Miami in Miami. I'm going with Miami all day long in that game.
Okay.
Indianapolis ain't ready quite yet. Next year, maybe a little bit, less injuries and stuff, and we'll see from there. So who do you got in that game? Miami or Indianapolis?
Me personally, Miami.
In Miami. All right. So we both agree on that. Anybody in the chat want to put in Miami?
Anybody in the chat want to disagree with that? Put it in. We both think Miami blows out Indianapolis. Go to the next game.
Next game, you're going to have the Kansas City Chiefs against the Buffalo Bills. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills.
Where's the game? I want to know where that game is.
It's in Kansas City, and Buffalo's going to win that game.
You're going with Buffalo in Kansas City?
Yes, I am. Right now, I am.
I'm going to take Kansas City in that game. And last week, I told you I love Buffalo. I didn't like how they're looking going into the playoffs. Go ahead.
All right. Then you're going to have Jacksonville and Cleveland because technically Jacksonville leads their division, but they're 8-7, and the Browns are 11-5. But the game is in Jacksonville.
Mikey's agreeing with the Bills pick.
I agree. I mean, the Bills just look primed on offense a lot better than KC right now. Mahomes cannot keep running around waiting for Travis Kelce to get open.
I got you. Tom Lavecchia or anybody else that wants to let us know, who do you like in that Bills-Kansas City game? Cinnamon Girl says KC. We all agree pretty much, Mikey, with the Dolphins. I love it. Anthony, who do you like in the cast? Anthony Cast. Who do you like in that hypothetically Bills-Kansas City game in Kansas City? Kansas City's coming up a lot. Bills. Mikey likes the Bills. So let's give it a second. Let's get Dave T hasn't said who. Dave T, hello, Cinnamon. Roro G, what's happening, Roro G? Thank you for coming in.
Hold on a second. Check this out. If I'm Kansas City this second, I might want to drop to 4. I'm going to tell you why. But you can't because they're going to win the division. I don't want to play Buffalo. I'd rather play. You could switch this up here, man. But it's going to end up Cleveland and Kansas City. And
Buffalo. Keep it the way you had it. Just go with the format that it would show right now.
I'm saying right now today, I wouldn't want to play the Bills if I'm Kansas City.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm going with if I was betting the game, and I don't gamble, but I'm saying I was all in on don't sleep on the Bills because they're playing the right style of ball now, and they're not throwing the ball 40 times a game. But I'm going Kansas City. Our friend Tom Lavecchia is going Kansas City. My cousin Anthony hasn't said. Look, we got a lot of Kansas Cities. I don't know. I think Mikey said Bills, like you. I know my cousin's breaking my balls here. My man Mason Rudolph. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
We got a bad comment on Brock Purdy. Not Purdy's. He's making balls. All right.
I think Brock Purdy is.
All right. So
probably
we did
reached his
those
limit.
two AFC games. We had
Well,
Indianapolis and
Yeah, but now we got Jacksonville and
Miami.
Cleveland.
Now, who's the next game?
The next game will be the 4 against the 5, and Jacksonville at 8-7 plays Cleveland at 11-5. There's a 3-game difference.
So
but
it would be in Jacksonville because they won the division.
Right. I'm taking Cleveland all day in that game.
I am too. And I know a lot of people like Jacksonville. I'm taking Cleveland in that game. And that,
Okay, but now hold on a second. If the Dolphins beat the Ravens, Cleveland jumps into first place.
That's why I'm saying they're 11-3 or some shit. They got a good record.
I mean, that division, and here's the other part of that. Cleveland and Baltimore both have to play for their life, not for their life, for first place right now.
Tony Silo, Roro G asked if is that you giving us picks?
Is that Tony Silo or Gunsmoke? No, Roro. Gunsmoke don't. His name after what he said about a woman don't belong here no more. You don't threaten women and go to war with women. I'm sorry. I don't like what he did. I don't like what he did with Angel Gotti. I'll tell him or anybody else in his chat. What he said, going to war with a woman, I don't do that.
What man does that? But you know what? What man does that? But
nobody.
Won't get me started. We'll keep this about football tonight. But we'll handle that.
I'm gonna tell you something.
You'll tell me later about what this guy said.
No, I'll say it right now. Roro, in all due respect, you open up a show telling a grandmother at 62 years old you want to go to war with her? Nah, that's not for me. I'm out. I'm a gentleman.
Is that what he said?
Absolutely, 100%.
To a woman?
To Angel Gotti. To Angel Gotti. You don't do that.
Just based off, it doesn't matter even the last name, just based off of, I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying who it was.
Yes, absolutely. You're speaking to a woman. I never understood men arguing with women anyway.
I went over to that chat because they said it was going to be a drama-free chat, and I turned it on one night, and I wasn't there that night, but I caught it right away afterwards. I completely
Dave T's saying this guy's got a big mouth, but I don't want people to drift. I don't want to drift too much from this. But I want to
get I'm going to make a point because you want to bring Gunsmoke into it. I'm sorry, not after what he did. So let's get back to football. And this is a man's chat, and men are going to talk to women with respect here.
Yeah, absolutely, 1,000,000%. And anybody in here that I know, 1,000,000%. There's no, you just unacceptable. Unacceptable
for no reason whatsoever. He was on the chat the night before, and he jumps into that chat, and he's going to war with women. Not me. I don't care who it is.
Okay? Mikey, I don't think through StreamYard I can do that. Let me see. Mikey's telling me turn on subscribers only chat. Private chat, maybe? No, I don't mean that.
I can't do it from here, but you can do it where it says subscribers only. Next time we're going to do subscribers only.
Sorry about that, guys. He's probably right because, I'm starting to see as...
Can you give Mikey a wrench and Tommy Real Deal a wrench so they can?
Unfortunately, I'm going to give everybody a wrench. Everybody will have a wrench the next time. I told you how long Cinnamon Girl.
Hold on.
Because I got to do it from my system at home.
Hold on a second.
And because every time I go to hit the button here, it won't let me do it. Cinnamon Girl might know how to do it.
Craig, hold on.
I think it's only. I got to do it from the computer at home for some reason through YouTube. That's the only way I know how to do it. Unless I come out, you guys keep your stream, keep it going, and I'll make everybody a wrench and come back in.
No, you can't do that. Beck Brooklyn, my main.
Yeah, it pisses me off. I want to give everybody a wrench that belongs to have one.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm new at this shit. I apologize. Everybody should have one, no doubt.
Beck Brooklyn is in the chat, and that's my main man. My brother, I go to war with him any day of the week.
All right, and there's a lot of people here. I vouch for you 1,000,000%. Let's keep talking football. Who we got in the next set of games?
Okay, the next that would be it. Jacksonville and Cleveland, and
the Ravens would have a bye.
The Ravens have the bye in that.
All right, so let's imagine. Let's just, for argument's sake, before we jump to the NFC, let's say the Colts lose to I think we had the Browns beating them.
You got the Dolphins beating the
Right,
Colts in
Dolphins
the first
beating
game.
them. We had the Browns coming out of that. We had the Chiefs beating the Bills, or was it the Bills beating the Chiefs? It was
I
kind
got
of
the
split.
Bill. I got the
Pick
Bills.
one.
You got the Chiefs. The chat split.
All right, so you pick it. You got the Bills coming out. We got the Bills
I
beating
got
the
the Bills
Chiefs.
coming out of that. I
All
think it's
right,
the Bills'
and then the
time to
next game
shine.
was Cleveland who? Jacksonville.
No, the next game is Cleveland Jacksonville. I got
I
Cleveland
got
all day.
Cleveland. We got Cleveland coming out.
Now hold on a second. Let's put Baltimore in that spot for a second.
Right,
'cause that's
Baltimore would
very
play the
possible.
last seeded team.
No, Baltimore would play Jacksonville. They would just
Yes,
slip down to the 5.
if you think Jacksonville's going to be Cleveland.
No. If Cleveland wins the next game and Baltimore loses, they jump Baltimore. Then you got to put Baltimore against Jacksonville. You got to look at the
All
other
right.
possibility. You know, they're playing the Dolphins.
I'm just
at 1
saying,
o'clock.
for argument's sake, let's say Jacksonville holds on and Cleveland's a wild card.
I go with Cleveland all day long. Everywhere.
Okay.
And they will
So then
be
in
favored.
the next round, you would have
They will be favored
Jacksonville
on the
playing
road
their
too.
first game against the least seeded team,
Jacksonville's
which
out.
would be
Jacksonville would be out.
Jacksonville's out. So the Ravens would play.
All right, so let's figure this out. Let me whack this out real quick.
What? Oh yeah. No pun intended.
No pun intended, but let's get down to this.
My cousin said, "Never disrespect a woman."
No,
I don't know. Maybe we were raised different, Anthony. I don't understand some of this shit I hear. I got to tell you, and this isn't about. This ain't no street show. I got to tell you, even in that's it's unheard of. You do that. I mean, a cardinal rule anywhere. I mean, you're raised that way. You don't do it. I have a daughter. Forget about anything else. I don't know, and she has 3 brothers and a big family. I mean, even if I'm not here, I'm dead. But
all right, let's get down to the Final Four. We're going to talk about that at the end of the show.
This women, but go ahead.
All right. Well, it's just a disrespectful move, and Roro, it's not meant for you, sweetie. I know you said it as a joke, and I'm pretty sure you're not in on all the drama there. But that was just a bad move. But we're going to get back to football. So let's say we got Miami moving on, the Bills moving on, and the Browns moving on.
No way, Roro. We love you.
And that leaves the Ravens at number 1, the Browns at number 4, the Bills at number 3, and the Dolphins at number 2. So the first game would be the Ravens and the Browns. Looking forward.
Ravens, Browns, that game would be in Baltimore, right?
Right, but here's the thing there, guys. If this plays out the way we just said it, you got 1, 2 in both. These are interdivision rivals. You got the AFC East and the AFC Central there playing head-to-head. Coming out. That's a first time you'll ever have that in this format playoff. That the top 4 teams are 1 and 2 in the same 2 divisions.
All right, just to fuck things up here, let me say in that you got the Ravens playing the Browns, and who's in the other game? We had the Bills coming out against who?
You got the Bills going to Miami. Bills
right, that game would be in Miami.
Correct.
I got Miami in that game. Who you got?
I have Miami squeaking it out, but
anybody want to say who they got in the Miami's Bills game? Hypothetically, Miami and the Bills in Miami, second round. Anthony, a lot of people are agreeing with you. Absolutely.
Mikey, you take
anybody
the Browns.
Got something to say?
Mikey, you take the Browns over the Ravens in that game, is what you're saying?
I was going to say that, but I'm holding off on that. Mikey likes the Bills in that first round. I think that could be an old one.
All right, Mikey and Cinnamon Girl like the Bills over the Dolphins. Mikey also likes the Browns over the Ravens. I agree with the first one, the Browns over the Ravens.
That's
the second one,
Gina.
The second one, that's Gina. How you doing, Gina? How are you, sweetie? I'm gonna take Miami over the Bills, but it could go either way. So I got the Browns, and the Dolphins coming into the AFC Championship game. Who do you got?
I have Dolphins, Browns, AFC Championship.
That's what I got. Anybody want to just put
that would
in?
mean Cleveland goes to Miami, correct?
Exactly.
I'll tell you, I got Cleveland going to the Super Bowl. I like to be different. I don't give a shit.
I'm going to go
with
the Dolphins.
It's easy to pick the Ravens. I'm going to go with Cleveland.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
No, I'm going to stand by it. Cleveland pulls off the upset. They become the sleeper team. I think Jim Schwartz team's the best defense. anybody in the game right now.
I tell you why I'm not going to take the Browns going to the
We
Super
got a lot of
Bowl.
Browns things here. Browns over Baltimore, Davey T says. Cinnamon
All right,
Girl.
but here's the
Browns.
deal. Here's the deal with the Browns. The Browns would have to win every game on the road.
No,
to get
I
to the
know.
Super Bowl.
Look, I understand it. We're just, you know what I mean.
No, I'm just saying, you know, it's going to be
No, but
tough
I'm
doing
saying
that.
what I feel right now. Next week, if I see some, injuries can change a lot of things, right?
Well, that's why we're going to do a show in the middle of
Right.
the
That's
week.
why we do it every
You
week.
know, somebody could get hurt tomorrow, and this whole thing changes around
Right.
by Tuesday.
And
and
I know
Wednesday.
picking the Browns to beat the Ravens in Baltimore, but I've seen Baltimore over the past 6-7 years, especially as a Steelers fan and watching.
Well,
I've seen them get knocked out in the first round a lot.
All right, Dave T's got
Now it's a different team. I get it. They're running a different offense.
Dave T's got the Browns Dolphins as well.
Okay, Anthony Cass, if you're still in here, Nana, they call him Nana in the neighborhood. Nan, who do you have? Browns, Ravens, hypothetically, in the Super Bowl. If Tom L is in the house, I don't know if he's here. Tom Levesque, if you're here, who do you have? Browns, Browns, Ravens, or Browns, Dolphins, AFC Championship game, right?
Yep. Like I said, I'm going with the Dolphins because of the home field advantage. That's it. That's my reason. Home field advantage straight through.
No, I think on paper they're a more explosive team, no doubt about it. I just think in a one-game situation,
here's what
where
the
Jimmy
difference
Schwartz comes up with a scheme to beat the offense. That's all. It's about a scheme.
I tell you what. You want to know why I picked the Dolphins? The Dolphins are going to be running around all day.
I agree with you, Mikey.
They got the best receivers in football right now.
Mike F is in the house. Oh boy, it sounds like I missed a lot. I was sick last week. Mikey, hope you're feeling better, bud. We're arguing about football. Here we go. So
Tommy Real Deal. Hold on, Craig. Tommy Real Deal.
Tommy Real Deal says
the Dolphins. It can't be like that. It's got to be the Bills. The Bills can't make it to the AFC Championship against the Dolphins. They're going to play each other sooner.
Yeah, they're going to have to play each other before, unless it would take an awful lot for them to see each other.
Technically, if
you'd have to go through the whole breakdown again.
If Miami can jump over the Ravens, it could be a different ballgame, and that can happen. We're talking about what we got right now. So Tommy, you'd have the Bills and the Dolphins playing round 2. The way it works out right now. Dave T, Lamar Jackson will get exposed. Dave T, I couldn't agree more. I said that to start this out. I didn't even have the Ravens.
Nan, are you still in the house, Nan? All right, let's get on
to the NFC.
All right, so we got the Browns. Was it pretty much unanimous that was it the Dolphins or the Browns going to the Super Bowl?
I think we got a split again. A lot of people said the Browns, and you got 1, 2,
and then a lot of people with the Dolphins.
Right. So we got split.
Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there till next week with the AFC. Dolphins, Browns going to the AFC Championship. Let's jump to the NFC.
Okay.
Tony, go through the paper. Give us the layout right now as today.
Right now,
my cousin Anthony says Dolphins over Bills. Another guy on the Dolphin side.
Anthony, I agree. 2 Anthonys agree. All right, let's get to the NFC real quick.
Go through the layout. Who's there? Who's going to be there if it started tomorrow?
Okay, you got San Francisco sitting at 1, even though they have the same record as the Eagles because they stomped the Eagles in Philly. So we're going to go like this. We're going to give San Fran gets the bye as of right second. You got Philadelphia will be playing Seattle. All day Philadelphia for me.
Gotcha.
Who do you got, Philly or Seattle?
That game, it's hard to go against Philly. That game's in Philly, right?
Yes, correct.
Just based off of, and it even though Hurts looks terrible and Philly looks terrible, and that's the only team they're probably going to beat in the playoffs.
I'm only saying Philly for one game.
No.
Bear with me, guys.
Seattle is a disaster. They have talent. They just don't. They're lacking something. I'm going Philly.
Okay.
And Hurts looks terrible, and there's a lot of terrible things there. But I like Philly big time.
Guys, stop putting in the chat. Mikey's got Philly coming out. What else we got going on here? Nobody else is putting in anything but Mikey yet.
Philly, they watch fun. Go ahead.
Philly or Seattle, guys.
Nana,
to
Philly or Seattle? Eagles or Seattle, Nan? Dave T, Eagles or Seattle?
Cinnamon Girl got Philly.
Cinnamon Girl, thank you.
Okay,
Hold up a minute, Philly and Seattle. I'll talk about Seattle for a little bit. They got so much talent on that roster. Forget about Geno Smith as quarterback, making mistakes. They have a lot of talent on that roster, both sides. I think that may be time for, I like Pete Carroll. I love him.
Dave T's got
Their
Seattle.
defensive coordinator is terrible. All right, here's Dave T. He's got Seattle. Seattle over Philly. Dave T. And my youngest is a Seahawk fan, but I picked Philly in that game.
All right, now here's the saddest thing in the playoffs. Detroit's having a great year. They're going to have to go indoors in their own home stadium and play the Rams. The Rams can beat anybody on a given day. What a horrible draw that is for Detroit. But Detroit can also win overall. So we're going to have to update this week.
It's going to change, yeah, of course.
So now the second, you got Detroit and the Rams. I
got Detroit in that game.
I'm sticking with Detroit. I just wish they had an easier game as their first home game, but I got the Lions. What do we got in the chat here? Mike F's got Detroit right off a jump. Who else has got something going on there? Come on, tell me a pick, guys.
My cousin Anthony, by the way, everybody calls him Nana, so you just could call him Nana if you don't want to call him Anthony. He's like the Ravens over the Browns. We're in the NFC now, Ant. Philly and Seattle.
Time we got Mikey, not Mike F, but Mike F and Mikey both got Detroit.
And I love Detroit. I told you I like them over the Rams, and I'm gonna surprise you how far I go with them.
Anthony, I got the Dolphins going to the Super Bowl, so I'm with you, brother.
Yeah, it sounds like Nana's saying same thing you're saying, Dolphins. All right, so who would be in another NFC matchup there?
All right, so your next game, you're gonna have Tampa Bay with home field advantage over the Cowboys. 8-7 against 10-5, which will switch tonight.
I'll take the Cowboys.
I got the Cowboys beating.
Just because I don't like Todd Bowles in a big game, and I know Dallas is up and down, but I'll take Dallas in that game.
I got Dallas too in that game.
Anybody want to speak on the Cowboys Buccaneers if they play? We'll give them a few minutes. Tone, I'm trying to get somebody on the horn here. Just talk to them, please. Talk to our crew.
Yeah, I got it. Take care of it. All right, so Dave T, you got the Cowboys, unfortunately. So do I, unfortunately. I don't really care for them. Cinnamon Girl's got the Cowboys. Mike F's got Tampa Bay beating the Cowboys. It's not a stretch. That guy can do something, So we're going to see where we go from there. Mikey's got the Cowboys. Pretty much we got a unanimous pick here.
Yeah, unanimous with the Cowboys.
Right,
so that would take care of it, and San Francisco's getting a bye there, correct?
Yes, they are. So we got Philly. Okay, so this is the way this is going to work out. Once again, you're going to have Dallas and Philly. If the picks go the way we got them, right? No, that can't be. Okay, you're going to have San Francisco would play. That's not going to come up that way. So you got San Francisco at 1. All right, you're going to have, I believe you're going to have Philly at 2, Detroit at 3, and Dallas at 4, going into the elimination game to get to the NFC Championship. So we'll go with San Francisco versus Dallas is the first game. I'm taking San Fran in San Fran.
I think in San Francisco, right? I don't care if they're playing in Timbuktu. I'll take Frisco.
Yeah. I'm taking San Fran.
Over Dallas, right?
Over Dallas.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you said something else for a minute. Go ahead. All right. Next game. Who would be the next matchup?
Next one, we got Detroit at Philly. That could be a home game for either team right now. They're both 11-4, but by percentage, by in-conference win, Philly has it by one game, which could change.
Yeah, I'm going to go with
I don't care.
I'm going with Detroit. I don't care about the weather. I just think Dan Campbell coaches the right way. Not that I don't like Sirianni. I just think Detroit's a team to people better not sleep on.
I don't care where they play the game. I'm going with Detroit. Dallas is not. I'm sorry. I just like Detroit. I don't think Philly's going to go past one game this year. I think Hurts is really hurt. And the more they keep running this quarterback sneak and quarterback draw, he's only getting hit more. You know, he's not. He was the bigger quarterback in college. He's an average sized quarterback in the NFL. I seen him standing next to somebody in an interview last week. I thought he was much bigger. He's not as big as I thought, and he's actually sleeked his body down a little bit from the power he had when he was with Oklahoma and Alabama. I just like Detroit over Philly. So I got. What you got?
We got somebody we know popped in.
My nephew. Antonio, what's up, brother?
Nan, you got your cousin in the house. Tonio popped in. Antonio, Nan's in the house. Nan's in the house. Dave T, they all gonna shout you out. I know that. We're all a family here, Nan. Everybody treats everybody with respect, and it's a good little house we got here.
Tone, what do you got out of the AFC? Let's give him a chance.
Tonio,
give me a pick out of the AFC. Going to
Tonio, Baywatch is giving you a shout, and Tony wants to know who. All right, well, hold on. He's saying something to his cousin. Nana is the best slot receiver in touch football. I can tell you about his tackle days, how good he was. Antonio, no wrench. Mikey, you know I'm struggling here. I mean,
I'm gonna fix,
so you guys shouldn't feel bad. My kid can't get a wrench. Nobody can. We're figuring it out.
We're gonna fix all the wrenches by Tuesday.
We'll have them.
Trust me.
Our next show, everybody will have a wrench. I promise, or I won't come on.
Antonio, give me a pick.
I'll have to go in witness protection.
All right, timeout, Craig. Antonio, what do you got coming out of the AFC?
Tonio, who do you got coming out of the AFC? If you could hear us,
he's got the Ravens. Whoa, I even got the Ravens.
Okay, he went with the Ravens. You know, I don't want to argue with my son on the air because you know how it gets. But you know what? Lamar now he did it. That's it. You know what? He's probably right in the AFC. What?
I don't think. I think he missed a couple
gonna argue this point. I know where he's going. Tua, or
absolutely not.
Guy.
I like Tyreek Hill to change.
I know you said it last
structure.
Week. Now we're going to argue about MVPs. All right, let's not argue MVPs. So he's got the Ravens. A lot of us had the Browns coming in out of the AFC strictly on the fact.
A lot of us had the Dolphins coming out of the AFC.
Right, and Baltimore constantly losing first-round games. So I won't pick Baltimore until they show me they can win one playoff game. I know they have the team to do it, but something always goes wrong.
Antonio, I don't think San Francisco is coming out of the NFC any longer.
I agree, Nan. I agree. Your cousin saying the Ravens in the AFC.
Dave, we will figure these wrenches out by Wednesday, I promise you.
No, Dave should have one. That's number one.
Dave
Cinnamon Girl should have one. Joey C should have one. You should have one. Because like 7 of the other son was figured out. He was able to do 7 of them through YouTube. And then I believe that's how Cinnamon Girl is dropping. She could drop links.
I think we only got 3 wrenches in the chat.
All right. Well, I'll make sure before we come on Monday or Tuesday, whenever it is, whatever we figure out, everybody will have a wrench. Everybody.
We'll go over it. Gonna be a lot of blue in this chat.
Everybody's gonna be blue. And it won't cost you. Let me show.
All right. So Anthony's got the Cowboys over the Buccaneers. I agree, Anthony, 100%.
Davey, you deserve more than a wrench, brother. We're gonna get you a shovel, so it's bigger. How's that? Anthony, my cousin Nana says Cowboys over Buccaneers. I think we all agreed that
we all got it. Anthony, we're all with that pick, man.
All right, so what's the next? So we got basically Detroit playing against who? Beating the Rams.
We're going to have Detroit playing San Francisco, right? 1-2. They beat them. So with the way we're picking it right now, we got San Francisco playing Detroit. Well, you got Detroit against Dallas. Who's picking who in that game? I got Detroit.
Detroit who?
Detroit.
Against who? Against the Rams?
Detroit is playing Dallas. I got Detroit winning that game. Who do you
I
got?
don't care where it is. I like Detroit. I like Dan Campbell. They play a
All
certain
right, so
style of
then
play.
we're going to end up with San Francisco. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I was wrong. We're going to end up with San Francisco versus Detroit.
That's right, baby T. We know the shovel, baby. Dug a lot of holes. That's for sure. Oh, that sounded wrong. We dug a lot of trenches. All full disclosure. Go ahead.
So, yeah, all right, let's go over this again. You got San Francisco's going to play Dallas. I got San Francisco coming out of that game.
You got San Francisco over Detroit?
We're going to the week before the NFC Championship game. We're down to the Final Four. So this is what the majority says. We got San Francisco at 1, Philly at 2, Detroit at 3, Dallas at 4. So that puts the 49ers against Dallas in San Francisco. What do you got?
49ers.
Me too. I got the 49ers. I can't see Dallas going into the San Francisco and beating them.
Mikey's got San Francisco. Tonio said Dak just threw a 93-yard touchdown. Who they playing? Big game, right?
What's that?
Who's Dallas playing tonight?
Dallas is playing Detroit right now. That's what I'm saying. This could all change.
I don't know what the score is, but I know Dak just threw a 93-yard touchdown.
100%.
Yeah, I could put it on. You guys could hear it as we're talking.
I can actually put it on here.
Tonio, what's the score in that game? Nan, you got a score in that game?
I believe it is. Somebody give me the score quick. I don't have the TV on. What is this?
Anthony, I love you, Nan. Thanks for coming in, brother. I see you soon, and I hope you jump in more often and enjoy some of the conversation. I know you could add a lot to a lot of the different shows we do. Love you, bud. Talk soon.
All right, let's see what we got going on in this football game. So right now what we got in the top 4 teams is we got San Francisco, Philly at 2, Detroit at 3, Dallas at 4. So let's go San Francisco versus Dallas right now. I'm going 49ers. Craig, you're going 49ers.
Got you, Roro. Love you, babe. Never an issue. You're joking around, number one. Number two, you say what's on your mind, always with us. We're from the area. We're all from the same area. You say what you want in this house. You're good with us all day, 24/7. Have a happy New Year, babe. See you soon. Tell the boys over there the best. Cinnamon Girl, if you could drop Hard Truth and reviews or link for me. Roro, next time you come in, you'll have a wrench. We'll get that figured out. I promise. Go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
All right. Then you got your second game would be, okay, we have them playing them. Detroit versus Philly. Who you got?
I really don't care where it is. I'm going Detroit. Dallas is up 7-3 first quarter. Detroit comes back and wins that game. Let's see if I'm right.
I got Detroit beating them. I got Detroit beating Philly. I don't think Hurts can take them past that game.
All right, so basically you're saying we would have Detroit, San Francisco.
You're going to have Detroit, San Francisco in a championship game. And as much as I like Detroit, I would have to take San Francisco over Detroit.
I'm going to ask Roro because she knows. Roro, if you're still here before you leave, is there any way from StreamYard I could drop wrenches for everybody in this chat? Because I've been trying to do it, and I have to do it for my Cinnamon Girl's doing it. Thank you, Cinnamon Girl. You see, Cinnamon Girl was able to get, so maybe we only have four people with wrenches because I definitely can't do it through StreamYard. But again, I don't want to waste another night of everybody yelling at me over wrenches. I'm in enough trouble as it is.
When I get into the laptop, I'll take care of the wrenches. I know.
Yeah, I'm bad in some areas, a lot of areas, and a couple areas I'm all right in.
All right, so guys, we got San Francisco against Detroit in the championship game. I got San Fran. Craig, who do you got? In San Francisco.
Against Detroit, you said?
Yes.
It's hard to pick against San Francisco, right? But as you know, I like to be different, not to be a genius. It's going to be tough to beat San Francisco in San Francisco with the way they play. They could shut down Detroit's run, force Goff to throw. As much as I'd love to pick Detroit in that game, I really would.
All right, so let's do something
I'm going San Francisco.
let's do something a little different than I've seen usually in the past. All right. We're going to
Yeah.
go 2 scenarios each way. Let's take San Francisco coming out of the NFC just for sake. All right. San Francisco against the Dolphins, guys. Who wins in the Super Bowl? I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Who do you got the
Ready?
Dolphins playing?
Let's say San Francisco and the Dolphins are in the Super
Oh,
Bowl.
in the Super Bowl.
I'm going with the Dolphins.
Where is the Super Bowl this year? I'm not that it matters. I'm just curious.
Las Vegas, indoor.
Whew. Both teams got a lot of firepower.
I'm
San
going to say the
Francisco's
Dolphins in a
defense. What do you
shootout.
think about the defensive matchups? Who do you give a better chance to stop which offense?
Oh, without a doubt, San Francisco's got a better offense than the
All
Dolphins.
right.
But the Dolphins have a better quarterback than San Francisco.
Absolutely.
And
McCaffrey,
I've seen,
can the Dolphins stop Debo and McCaffrey? That's the question. Kittle.
tell you what, Lamar Jackson was able to outduel Purdy. I think Tua outdoes him as well.
I think in an indoor game on a fast carpet, and I don't think Frisco's known for a great secondary. I'm going to surprise you, and I'm going to pick the Dolphins over Frisco indoors in the Super Bowl.
Now, here's the other thing I would say at that game.
Mikey, that's the logical way. I'm going the other way to be.
This is going to be to me, it'll be the least defensive matchup. I'm going to say that game goes over.
You think it'll be a shootout?
I think it's
It'll
going to
be a crazy shootout.
30s into the high 20s, somewhere around there.
So if you were a bet man, you're definitely going with the over in that game.
I'm going with the over, and I'm taking the Dolphins. If it's San Fran, the Dolphins. Now, here's where I want to throw the monkey wrench in. I want to go San Fran against the Ravens. Just for sakes, let's break this down. I would take the Ravens because the mental layover from last week's game, I think San Francisco will be thinking about that too. I got an AFC team winning the Super Bowl.
I got to ask you a question, Tony. And I know Mikey will jump in and people will jump in, and that's what we want. Dave's got a great, he said I made the point, but I do want to ask this question.
Yeah.
Which linebacker, who's covering McCaffrey out of the backfield? Forget about Debo and Brandon Ayuk.
I'm not saying you're going to stop McCaffrey.
No. What I'm saying, it's a great, tough matchup. It's a great matchup game. A lot of firepower, man.
I don't think McCaffrey's going to be stopped, but I think Debo can be contained a little bit.
Right. Whereas San Francisco's got to spy Tua, right, because he can roll, where Purdy don't. Really. Does Purdy
who does Dave, I agree with you on that, but who could stop Tyreek Hill?
It's a lot different than Cleveland, I'll tell you that, where they have a secondary. I don't know who stops him on Cleveland. On San Francisco. Their DBs aren't great. Like
the only
they got a great front seven. That's for sure.
The only reason I say the Dolphins beat Cleveland if they get to play Cleveland is because the game is in hot weather. That's the only reason I'm going with the Dolphins on this. Home field, to me, plays a big part in that game. I don't think Cleveland can keep winning on the road right yet. They're a team in the next 2 years that it's going to be a Super Bowl contender if they keep building the way they're building.
So, as of tonight, we have basically
San Fran and the Dolphins, but let's look at it the two ways.
The Dolphins going to the Super Bowl. Next week, this could change.
But let's do it like this for right now tonight. Let's take two teams from the AFC. Let's take 2 teams from the AFC against San Fran. I got the Dolphins and the Ravens. Here, we'll make it even more exciting because we have Buffalo Bills fans here. Take the San Fran against the Dolphins. Everybody put the pick in San Francisco's and San Fran against the Raiders. So
I'm not going, Mike. You're right. Go ahead.
Mike F's got San Fran over the Ravens. I agree with that. No, I don't agree with that. I think the Ravens got their number after watching last week. The other thing is, guys, we got to understand something. San Fran's coming in there with a quarterback that can get them so far. He's still young and raw, this kid. Just because he won a lot of games, he did have tough games against better teams.
Can't disagree.
Okay, Purdy was never on their radar to be a starting quarterback, nor were a lot of other quarterbacks in the NFL in the history. But I don't think he's ready right yet. And here's something I hope he changes. If he had a little bit of confidence in Garoppolo, okay, and I'm not saying Garoppolo is a good quarterback, that's what lost him the game. He was afraid to throw the ball when they played 2 years ago. And when you're afraid to throw the
Can't
ball,
disagree.
you can't blow a lead like that in the Super Bowl. Same thing
I
happened
agree.
with Atlanta against New England. So if you got no
Absolutely.
quarterback, if you got no confidence in a quarterback you gave a boatload of money to and draft picks to get, what makes you have confidence in this guy all of a sudden? Unless you're going to change your coaching mentality all of a sudden in 2
Mike
years.
F, you make a lot of great points. That's the dilemma I would have in that matchup. And I haven't picked who I would pick in that game if it did happen. I think San Francisco gets an edge on the defensive side of things, especially in the front seven.
Well,
But
here's the thing. But hold on a second. Here's a big point. I understand McCaffrey is what McCaffrey is, but they're going to be zoning in on McCaffrey. Do you really
right,
believe
so they're going to take him out
Debo?
of the game.
Exactly. Well, that's going to be their goal. But he's also coming out of the backfield, not starting from wide right
Right,
or left.
which makes it more difficult to cover him. You got to put a
So
linebacker on him,
I don't know if
or
you
a
can.
slot corner.
Right.
He
He's
beats
also
everybody.
going to have to go further distances to catching screens
I
and
know
short
what you're
passes
saying.
over the
It's just
middle.
everybody game plans against him, and they win every week because if you double him, you leave in Debo. Same thing with like Miami. You can't just double Tyreek, then Waddle kills you. You know what I mean?
But
It's a problem.
the other thing you can do over there is you can make sure let McCaffrey do what McCaffrey's going to do. Remember what they used to say? Let Jordan score his 50
Yeah,
and
you got
stop
to
the
let
rest of the
somebody
team.
beat you. Let him get his points and just let the other guys not go off. I get
All
it.
right. So maybe you lock down the other guys and let McCaffrey go one-on-one. And if he can beat you, he
I
beats you.
believe. I agree. I know. I'm with you. I agree. This in that game, if that was to happen, the key to that game will be this, and we'll see if it plays out. If San Francisco's front four can pressure my Tua, hold up,
Mm-hmm.
and Miami's offensive line does not hold up, and San Francisco does not have to blitz, get natural pressure without blitzing with their front four, Miami will be in for a long day
100%.
because they'll have many. They won't have to be blitzing guys. They can get pressure with four, and they do it a lot. So
All right.
that's
Now
where I worry about that matchup, the line holding up against San Francisco's line. I didn't make the pick. I'm just saying now I'd be intrigued in watching that matchup as much as any matchup in that game.
Now let me ask you a question. Let's play devil's
Yeah,
advocate. Who stops Tyreek Hill or Waddle?
it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. So you got to get pressure on the quarterback and make him get rid of that ball.
Let's not forget Miami's running back is no schmuck.
Well, you got Javarius Ward. It's good. You got a couple of guys are out that are killing them. They got off the top of my head. I know the kid, the Hawaiian kid was real good, but he's not there. They got I think two decent secondary guys, probably one more, but their strength is in their linebackers, Warner and Greenwell, and the front four.
Here's what I think the difference of this game comes down to. Miami's coach doesn't have the expectations to win the Super Bowl this year, and he's a free spirit.
He's a Shanahan disciple. He came from Shanahan's tree.
Right. And the reason he left is because he didn't want to throw the ball late in the game because he didn't trust receivers for some reason. Opposite of his dad. All right. I would believe that the Dolphins coach is going to take more chances than Shanahan is.
All right, Tone, closing out. We can winding down here. Anything you want to tell people what to look forward to? What outside of this always being on every Saturday and Jimmy once a week. Anything else?
I think we're going to cover all sports. We have a boxing match coming up in February that I want to cover and I want to talk about. We have permission to talk about it on this channel from a family member of one of the fighters. So I would like to talk about the Gotti Mayweather fight next time because that's only a few weeks away and it's the week of the Super Bowl in Vegas. I want to talk about different aspects going into that fight compared to the last fight. I want to talk about hockey. I want to talk about basketball. Sorry, guys, I know nothing about soccer, but I want to get into all sports. I even want to break down some baseball things before they start.
Yeah, and you know I'm big with the NFL draft. We're gonna go right into the draft, and I might even Tone. I might go down to the Senior Bowl and the Combine this year. Maybe we'll do a podcast from there. I
Sounds good. I'd like to do some from spring training since I have them
Yeah,
all surrounding me here.
just on the sports side of things. We just don't want to do one thing, but I
Right.
thought it would be good for you to just announce some things, and if
And
you want to,
guys, here's a big
say
one.
goodnight and send
Hold
everybody
on a
off, I
second.
want to thank everybody.
We
Oh,
got-
TT just came in.
we
TT,
got
thank you
my
so much. God bless you
favorite-
too. I want to wish everybody a great, healthy, and happy one. Be safe. Tony, you want to say anything else?
Yeah, I do. We also are planning events, guys, with MMA fighters, certain other sports athletes. So we are going to be we're working right now on a dinner in a banquet hall in New York, and we're going to have a very big name MMA fighter. So we can't release the name quite yet because we have a choice to pick from. But I think, let's say right now we're working on probably a cult following fighter right now to be coming to our first live.
I'd say so.
I'm going to say it's going to be a live event, and it's also going to be on our channel.
Right now, if we don't produce, then that's on us. So let's see. That's all.
Now,
Let's see.
I want to say something real quick. TT Rad hosts a show. If you ever need to calm down, need prayers, need to hear a friendly voice, she's the Delilah of YouTube. That's
Thank
the
you,
channel
TT.
to sub to right there. TT Rad has become
I
my
subbed to her
favorite
channel.
host.
I think she has one, right?
I sent you there the other night. Yes.
Yeah, I
You
subbed that.
subbed
Yeah, I
that.
subbed that.
And
I want
TT,
to thank you all
TT
for subbing and supporting us. We're gonna we'll grow and we'll try to bring you good stuff like Tony said, and I think we'll be fine. We're definitely gonna stay away from all the drama and nonsense.
and we're going to try and
No
draw
time for
guests.
that.
We're going to draw guests in from the YouTube community that know sports with us to come up and talk with us, and we're going to grow this the right way, drama free, no drama here. And then
Absolutely.
we're going to have other shows that we will be announcing with a topic
Yeah.
for each show
Yep. Absolutely.
outside of sports, but they're
All
not
right.
going to be drama. So,
Absolutely.
and I want to say thank you very, very much to everybody for coming tonight. Thank you very, very
Awesome.
much for everybody in subbing. If you want to
Absolutely.
hit the like, please do.
Thank you. And anybody that's not like and subscribe, I think everybody's a subscriber. Thank you. But if anybody isn't, please, it helps, even if you just hit that. And I never say it. I always thank you for saying it. I got Mikey's telling people hit the like, and Cinnamon and everybody. I've been doing. I always forget to say it. Thank
And
you.
I got one more thing to say. You meet such nice people on here. I met TT, I met Dean,
You do.
I
You
met
do.
Mikey,
We have.
Cinnamon
I have.
Dale. I've
Yes.
never met these people in person, but you're all pleasant people, and thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
Mike
Absolutely.
F. Mike F. I see you in every chat. Thank you so much.
Mikey
You're a
F,
great guy.
absolutely. I feel like, yeah, I feel like you get to know people, and you know them, and like they become you become a community. Like like you would go to bat for these people, the people that are with us. Without look, I this is a fact. No question, and I'll keep it quick. We're one. We're one. Without you guys, we're talking to nobody. So we're all in this together. Whoever appreciates obviously what we're talking about or whatever show, we play our part. But if you guys aren't here and with us and want it, hear certain things, we're all a team. It's a team thing. It's this community. It's a community, whatever we want to call it. We're our
I
own
want to
little
say
village.
something. I want to say something real quick. Me and Craig know each other 20 years plus. We've been through real battles together on grass and dirt. We've talked during good times and bad times in our lives, and we're always going to have each other's back 100%. And we are people who really do know each other through good times and bad. So we're going to
Absolutely.
bring you reality.
That's why it's the name. All right, guys, I want to say good night. Be careful, be safe. Happy New Year. We'll see you next week. And be well. Peace. Be good. Good night,
Peace
Tone.
out.
I'll talk to you in a little while.